All right, the indication here is that I am streaming live right now. This is just going to be a channel update. I should show my screen. Where do I do that? Share my screen. Screen share. Share. Don't look at that. All right, so I am online, I think. And can anyone hear me? Okay. I'll put this down here for a sec. The thing that I want to talk about first in this channel update is this. Oh no, down here, the comments. I've been meaning to talk about this. I have no idea why it says here that there's 45 likely spam, and I never see what they are. Some people's comments do land in here. A lot of times they probably deservedly land here, but I click them and approve them anyway to put them over here so they end up published. You know, if you look at my first channel update, it's going back, many months ago, is when I turned the comments back on, because for a while I had the comments turned off on my channel. People wanted them turned on. So I turned them on, and so the comments are there for people who want to come in here and talk to one another. Once in a while I do chime in here and there, especially with people I like talking to. But most of the comments, or a lot of the comments, are just attacking what I'm doing, and so I have no time for that. Anyway, again, I'm just curious what this has been. This has been at 45 now for about a month. It used to be lower than that. So I don't know where those are, how to get to them, or even look at them. So I wanted to talk about that. The next thing is I was going to show you what I'm working on right now. I was just talking to Soundly a little while ago. Some of you may know we are planning, I'm planning to visit him and we're going to plan some experiments that, we'll probably do some hangouts through September, planning that. Let me see if anybody's here. No, that's fine. Anyway, what I'm doing right now is downloading LiDAR data. If you don't know what that is, you can look that up. Maybe I'll do it for you. Aerial LiDAR data. You can download LiDAR data from a lot of states, publish and post the LiDAR data that they've collected, and it's usually done from airborne methods. It's basically an airplane flying over the Earth and pulsing out many thousands of laser pulses that return to the craft and are recorded in a device. Maybe this shows you something about LiDAR. You can look this up, and there's probably like tutorials on YouTube that talk about what it is. But anyway, I'm here at on a site. It's the Department of Geography and Anthropology at LSU, and this is where you can download LiDAR data. What was that? Okay. Turns out, unfortunately, they did not fly over Lake Pontchartrain. And the reason for that is that, see here, it's all blank. You will not get laser returns from the water. And they weren't going to fly the lake just to, map that bridge, the causeway. So we'll be doing some other experiments over here. But where I am looking is this other area that Soundly pointed out to me, where we're probably going to do something similar to the Bedford level experiment. And it's on the Little Tansas Bayou. Let me turn on streets, and I'll show you where this is. It's over west of Baton Rouge, down over here. Yeah, this is the area here. And down in between, yeah, right down in here, this is water. Let's take a look at that. So this is like a 7-mile stretch that we plan to do some work here. But in the meantime, I thought I would download the LiDAR data to capture this bridge, or this, I don't know if it's a bridge, but it is a over the water roadway, the northbound and southbound Route 10. And so that's what I did. I downloaded both. I downloaded this one, which is right here. I downloaded that raw data, and I put it, well, it's the zipped file, but I'll show you the files. They're huge. Maybe not huge for a computer, but very large, dense points. That's what they actually are. I could show you what they look like. What was I going to look at here? All right, so anyway, here's what the file looks like. These happen to be in UTM coordinates of east, north in meters, and the elevations are in feet. That's an interesting combination there for a file, but that's how they come in. And they're quite large, as I said. And I'm bringing them into this software called Global Mapper. So what I've done is I've trimmed it down, cut it down to basically this pink square or rectangle. And then what I'm doing now is just getting a little sample of it, because I don't need, millions of points. I just need some points. And every time you zoom in or zoom out, this thing has to regenerate the files, which you can't really see it. It's in the background behind this aerial imagery. This photo here is available online. It's called NAPE color imagery, and it's a 1 meter resolution. So anyway, if I turn that off, let me turn off the imagery. See, what you're looking at are these dots. These are all the laser returns from the LiDAR data. That's what you're actually looking at, is a northing, easting, and elevation point, or sample of points. There's millions of them, it seems. Now, I just need a few. And so that's why I made these little sample squares. On the southbound and the northbound, I already did my samples 1 up here, samples 1 and 2. Daggone it, I hit the zoom again. See what happens? Yeah, just got to wait for that. All right. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here. And I'm just going to export that little sample. So I'm going to end up with samples on the northbound and southbound lanes. And there's going to be one set of samples on the eastern side or the northeastern side. Then this sample here is right in the middle at this crossover. And then I'll have another set of samples down to the southwest. So what I'm going to do is just export some LiDAR in a CSV format. And I'm actually exporting this as Earth-centered, Earth-fixed coordinates. I'm going to just select, just going to draw this box. I just want those points right there. Say OK. And so that is my southbound sample 2. Let's save that. And I'm going to zoom out to here. Even with this sliver of data, it still takes a long time. It took a while for me to get to this stage because, like I said, I downloaded these 2 huge tiles. Where is it? Here. These are massive. I just needed these 2. This one covers that chunk of the road, and then this one here. So I had all this LiDAR data, and I really didn't need all that. So it was just very slow. So I'm not going to bore you with that. But anyway, I'm done with showing you that. And I don't need that anymore. Okay, so what I'm going to do is zoom in on the other sample. I'm doing this, and I think, oh, I've got 7 viewers. Hey, somebody let me know if you can hear me, please. Oh, that's probably over on the YouTube side. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the Google Hangouts thing. Well, if there's 7 people there, I got to assume you're watching and listening. I'll keep going. All right, so I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to export out another sample. Where are you, export? And I'm going to draw a box. Oops. Do that again. Hey, Sean's telling me fine. Thanks, Sean. Good. All right, I'll draw this box. That's too big. That's good enough. Darn it, I got the rail. Damn it. I don't need the rail. I just want road. Do. It spins, it spins. Come on. So, hey, okay, here we go. Come on. Okay, let me just draw right there is good. And this is northbound sample 2. All right, so like I said, the 2 samples in the middle, about halfway from end to end. So where am I going with this? Why am I doing this? I think I'm going to be able to create the clown frown that we're looking for, or people want to see. They want to see that curve. And here we have a concrete roadway that is most likely level. And some people think level is flat. Well, it's pretty flat. It looks flat when you go there. You know, take a look at it. Well, heck yeah, it looks really flat. Oh, there's my samples. Cool. So sure, it looks flat. But end to end, this is definitely curving. Why? Well, because the Earth's curved. So what we have here is a nice long concrete structure that if I could zoom out, and I can't do that, if I could zoom way back away and look at this thing, I should see a curved piece of concrete at, you know, at a much pulled back scale. So that's what I'm going to try to create, basically using these samples of LiDAR points that I've collected, that I've downloaded. And okay, so I did that one. That's done. So I don't want to keep boring you with this, but that's what I'm trying to do with this publicly available data that you can download yourself and play around with it. And like I said, this is in Louisiana. You could find very similar data in terms of aerial photography, LiDAR data, hydrographic data, all types of data. Some of them are going to be associated with a college or university in that state. Some of them are going to be, some of it is going to be coming through some state agency that's responsible for, you know, watershed management and you know, other reasons, planning, highway planning, you name it. There's a lot of reasons to collect this data and make it available. And that's what I'm working on. Maybe I'll come back and show you my finished product. One other thing that I am still working on, and I need to finish. Let's go back to my channel here. I did, if you watched it, I did like a live little uploads a couple weeks ago, where I was at this golf course at this plaque that someone put here. And basically I laid out 2 points, one to the east and one to the south from that plaque. So I set out 2 points that were 5 seconds of arc in latitude and longitude away from the plaque. And then I measured the reciprocal zenith angles there and did in fact measure inclined plumb lines. So I'm going to do a very thorough job of creating a video that explains that simply, and I'm going to try my best at creating some graphic representation of that. But most importantly, what I would like to throw out there is an invitation or an outreach or a request from anybody that is good at doing graphics, good at doing possibly some animation, to really take this measurement data that I collect and put it in a form that you know, people can visualize and see it easier. So that's it. I'm gonna probably just figure out how to sign off now because that's all I wanted to talk about right now. And I'll catch you again. So I'll just stop sharing, or I'll just hang up, or maybe Sean's going to tell me. Hey, Sean, how do I end this show? Leave call. If I leave the call, am I going to leave all of you in here? Oh, stop broadcast. Stop broadcast. There it is right there. Bye, all. See ya. Thanks for stopping by.